Welcome back to Timeline Ranch. So I was going to show y'all where the erosion happened through this hard monsoon season out here. So we'll take a little walk around. I'll just show you little spots all along this edge here and up on the road, what it did to the road as well. Let's go. So here we are down in the creek, the small one that feeds the pond. So this is just the runoff from the high point on these ridges here, this direction. The rest of it either goes to the creeks that do not go to the pond or to the very high point on the other main creek that feeds the pond. So you can see here, when I excavated this, I broke this rock layer that was protecting that clay line that's underneath that. And now the water is able to come through and undermine that softer material, and it has chewed this trench all the way back almost 12 feet from where I dug it. Interesting observation to see out here. Let's go look at another spot. So you can see this little dam right here that I made, diversion dam, that worked quite well. You know, I built all this up with that topsoil. I didn't want it to get washed out, so you can see here it came around, caught the edge of it, turned, went down this little trench that I dug to fill the pond. Got quite a bit of salt in the soil out here from the ancient sea that was here. You can see that's a salt layer deposit along with other minerals. So the water from this area, which is also some of the water that's coming down this road, because I haven't had a chance to build that backside to keep the water from coming over it, is coming this way. Then you can see it where it's dumping off this edge. There's a rock layer down there stopping it from cutting in too much. I'm going to build all this up, which will help some, but then when I fix the road, that'll cut out a lot of this water that's coming this direction. You can see it's depositing all that fine silt down there. You can see it runs into the pond. This is a little further down. You can see the water right here is sheeting down, forming a little bit of gully right here, and it comes through and it's cutting a groove right here where it's picking up speed to go into the pond. Again, that's water that's coming down that road for the most part. I'll cut some of that out when I finish putting the gutters here along the building to catch all that. And then once I finish doing that rest of that dirt work, that's going to eliminate most of that. So you can see here at the well, the water came down and pooled around it, which I was wanting to do it anyway. I was going to build a little berm around this and flood it. Because I wasn't able to compact that soil right around the well, you know, I didn't want to take a chance of hitting it. So that water will tamp it for me. As you can see, it did settle some around the well. You can see even out here. You can see this where it's settling, which is really good. I want that to happen. I'm going to have to rework all this right here. I want to bring this out further. I'm going to have to build, when I go to dig the bottom of that pond out, that 25 feet deep, I'm going to build rock up on this side here, which will allow me to push this out a little bit, and that'll allow this to come out further. But temporary, I did it like this just to be able to get my truck through here to get the spoils from back there out. So my dam I put in here got a real good test, and it looks like it passed that test. Not saying it's going to pass all the tests it's going to get handed it, but it passed this one. You can see where that water rushed across there and took all the finer sediment out of that rock. But you can see it was pretty even across there because it didn't cut any grooves. It just sheet drained over the top of it. Right here where it dumped in the pond, I didn't get to the point where I'm gonna put a bunch of big rock here that, you know, take quite a bit to get it to move, to slow it down. I was thinking about doing a zuni bowl here, but I don't think it needs it because it's going to be real deep right there. It's going to just dump and, you know, do this motion right there and make all that sediment drop out. Yeah, this held out real good. You can see it didn't push any of these rocks out all the way back. And that's 25 feet over to the big rocks. It looks like mission accomplished on that one. You can see I've got some water coming off of the side of this little hill here, runs down, builds momentum, and it's cutting some of this material out and washing through here into the pond. So I'm going to build a road right through here, and the back side of it's going to have a little bar ditch that follows it and dumps it into this creek. So that's going to eliminate this water. We got a little volunteer here. This is a honey mesquite. That thing's gonna grow roots all through this stone and lock it in real good. Yeah, nothing moved over here. Got a good little sediment deposit that formed here. And that water built up behind here. Looking good. Happy with it. I'm gonna build another one of these, not mainly just with some big rocks like this, right on the other side of this yucca right here. I don't want to go too far that way because I don't want it to build up and come around the other side of the cactus garden and you know, cut all this material out in my little courtyard area. Now let's go up on the road. Here we are at the intersection on the road. You know, this one's going up and out. That's our down spot to that roundabout. This is the road that'll go north and eventually wrap around and go to that northeast corner of this back 40-acre section. Now you can see again, because I haven't had a chance to come over here and work this out, water coming down the side of the mountain here, cut across here. Same thing over there, came over the top, ran along this, built momentum. Some of it went off, some of it turned and combined with this other one coming from this side and went down, and that's where you saw that erosion down there along the edge of the pond. So once I built this little berm along the side here where that water channels on this back side of the road, dumps into a little pool right here, little ponding area, and then spills over and follows the back side of this, and then I'll have to build either a little bridge or culvert it where it can go underneath it and dump back in that creek on this side that comes around right there and dumps back into the pond. That'll fix that problem. This part of the road, normally you want to slope the road towards the hillside, but right here I'm going to slope it the other way because I'm not going to have it dump into there because this is all solid rock. I won't be able to get through it to make a bar ditch there. So when that water has momentum, as long as you can keep it going in one direction with the rock, it doesn't necessarily have to be waterproof. It'll keep going that direction. The rest of it, once I get up a little further, it's going to slope back towards the hillside. So up here, you can see a few little waterways that were forming. And it's just because I didn't take the time to slope this that direction that would fix that problem. You can see nothing happened over here where it was already sloping that way. And it just kept going down. Some of it went off this edge, the rest of it built speed and went down the rest of the road. Let's go all the way to the top. So right here at the top where I stopped building the road up, you can see this water came down. Couldn't come over this because it's higher. Wrapped around. Went by my favorite rock right there that I've been hitting with a trailer tire for 8 years. And then ran on that side where I would like it to run. Didn't have too much right here. You can see there's no grooves in there. This is going to slope back that direction though. And then that section right there just needed to be slanted that way and it would fix that problem. I'm going to put a bunch of rock down the side to keep it from eroding it as well. And this one here came down, hit the side of this built up soil, and then traveled along it and went down further. Yeah, it's coming along though. I would say all in all the erosion wasn't too bad though for as hard rain as got out here. That pond sure is going to look nice when it comes out this way another 200 feet. 200 by 80 feet. I'll have those little dome structures there for people that come out to stay at the bike ranch later. And then that pond come out this way, about 120 foot wide, out to about right there. It's a beautiful sight. It's already a beautiful sight. The little noisy wind turbine, you know, when I get more towards the finished stage, that's going to be a light. I'm just going to put a light right there because I'm going to have a 48 volt system, so that won't be able to be there. I'm going to put wind turbines up here, vertical axis wind turbines that are much quieter, and they'll be more efficient because of that wind building speed up the face of this little mountain here. Well, I guess that's enough talking about erosion. See you on the next one.